Trayvon Martin had on that night. But I didn't go to the store and buy it before I came down here. I got it out of my closet because I have a right to wear this hoodie. My name is Todd Rutherford. I represent this area in your South Carolina House of Representatives, and I stand here with two of my fellow county councilmen, Norman Jackson and Jim Manning. I'm sorry, Jim. And I wanted to point out, I didn't forget Jim's name, but I looked at his sweatshirt. Jim, come stand up here with me. Jim Manning not only came out today, but he wore his sweatshirt with Justice for Trayvon. He brought his Skittles, and he brought his iced tea. And Norman brought his Skittles as well. Because again, these are not symbols of anything except this is what Trayvon was armed with on that night. As you all listen to the 911 tapes, you hear somebody screaming help. And what I will tell you is use your common sense. And what I'd ask the police in Sanford, Florida to do is use their common sense. Men with guns don't yell help. Men with guns don't yell help. Help is reserved for little boys with Skittles and bottles of iced tea to protect them not just from men with guns, but from the police who watch their bodies lay on the ground and do nothing. Who assumed that because Trayvon was black and laying on the ground that he was worthy of nothing but a John Doe status, not even worthy of an investigation that said, let's listen to the 911 tapes. Let's know what went on before we decide not to do anything. I stand here today as a father with that feeling in the pit of my stomach every time I watch the news. And I watch every morning as they say that no one has been charged with his death. And they show George Zimmerman's picture over and over again. And every time I see it, I keep waiting for him to be in handcuffs, and he's not. Where is the justice? Where is the justice? You all came here today for a rally put together with 2 days' notice, with no flyers generated, with nothing generated but a movement inside of ourselves that said, we demand more for our children. We demand more, not just for Trayvon, but for every child, every black child, for all of those kids sitting on this stage today. We demand more. That's right. This is not just about Trayvon. He is a symbol of what happens to all of our children when they leave the house. We all know that feeling when our child leaves. We don't just fear what happens in the streets. We fear what happens when the police come and they decide that our children are guilty, just like Mr. Zimmerman did. That's what we fear, and that's why we stand here today. We ask that the justice system simply do its job. That's it. That's it. The stand your ground law in Florida. I wish Trayvon were armed that day, because then George Zimmerman would have seen what that law is all about. It's not about giving up your rights. It's not about trading anything. It is about the fact that Trayvon Martin had every right to be where he was. All he was doing was walking through a neighborhood, and here comes this man stalking him, an aggressor, an attacker, coming up and calling the police, and they say, are you following him? He says, yes, I am. They say, well, stop. We don't need you to do that. And he continues on. How can this man claim self-defense for anything? As we move forward, all we ask is that the justice system, which for so long has turned its back on us, turns and looks down at Trayvon Martin and says, enough is enough. Enough is enough. No justice, no peace.
No justice.